Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex, Senior Account Executive at GDMFX, and this is today's European Session Outlook, where the highlight for today is China devaluating their currency for a second time, which had a ripple effect throughout the world markets. China's devaluation calls into question how the US economy may fare as the Federal Reserve aims to start hiking interest rates for the first time since 2006, as signs of slowing growth abroad persists. The devaluation had a big effect on the indices with the following movements. The Dow Jones went 16 points down and the Nasdaq went 60 points down. S&P 500 index had a range of 30 points and the Dixie is down to 96.95. Today we'll be expecting the Fed's William Dudley speech, the 10-year note auction, and the monthly budget statement. Alright, on to the EU markets. We had the German ZEV economic sentiment came out 25 points worse than expected and worse than previous at 29.7. The German ZEV current situation is 65.7 better than expected, and the EU ZEV economic sentiment is better than expected, also 47.6. After staying in the background for a while, Greece was finally back in the spotlight, thanks to news that a bailout deal between Greece and its creditors has finally been hammered out. The Greek drama is not over yet, though, since the bailout deal has to pass through the Greek parliament first, and it apparently has some rather painful reforms in store. For now, it's time for Euro bulls to celebrate. The DAX 30 is 300 points down, and the CAC 40 is with 80 down. The biggest movements with the euro were Euro Australian dollar, 23 points up yesterday, 35 points range, and 20 up today. Euro JPY 10 points up, 16 range. And Euro Swiss franc 8 points up with 15 points range down today. Euro New Zealand dollar 45 points range since yesterday, moving north today. Investors will be looking forward to today's news, the EU industrial production year on year and month on month, and in Switzerland the ZEV expectations for August. On to UK markets. Yesterday the sterling made strong gains against most of the majors except against the USD, and continued the positive trend against its rivals. The biggest mover was against the Australian dollar, 28 points up yesterday, 41 points range, and 13 points up today. The FTSE 100 moved down to a total of 72 points and closed at 66.25. The 10-year gilt yields were at 1.82, which is minus 5.41%. Today we have the claimant count rate and change for July, average earnings excluding bonus, and ILO unemployment rate. Alright, on to the Asian markets, where China devaluated the yuan for a second time after Tuesday's record reduction in the daily reference rate, setting up the currency for its biggest two-day loss in 21 years and making imports of dollar-denominated commodities a little bit costlier. While China's devaluation of the yuan drags the currencies of its neighbors to new multi-year lows, the yen has been steadfast amid speculation the Bank of Japan doesn't want it to weaken much further. The Nikkei 225 index had 390 range with 300 points down yesterday. It continues to slide today with 410 range and 300 down so far. In Australia, the Westpac consumer confidence was 7.8% up from minus 3.2%. The Australian dollar fell as much as 1.2% to 72.16 US cents, to the lowest since April 2009. The New Zealand dollar slid as well. Those that have China as a major trading partner are suffering the most. The market is saying here that if you export to China, you may well have to go one step further to weaken your own unit. In about 2 hours, we'll be looking at the Royal Bank of Australia Deputy Governor Lowe's speech. In Japan, we have the machinery orders year on year coming out today. Alright, the last section is commodities. OPEC pumped the most crude last month in more than 3 years as Iran restored output to the highest level since international sanctions were strengthened in 2012. Oil extended its decline after closing at a 6-year low as trading volatility advanced to the highest in a month, and China devaluated its currency a second day. Gold had a range of $26, trading at $1,112 now. Silver had a range of 34 cents at $15.25 now. Crude had $2.60 range at $42.95 now. And natural gas is trading at $2.83 at the moment with a range of 7 cents. Today we have the crude oil stocks change. The government report could show crude stockpiles fell by 1.6 million barrels in the week ended August 7th. That was all for today. Thank you for the attention, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.